Some difficult news in Austin Transit today, and something I think that some of us have been expecting for a while. A federal transit expert delivered news to the CAP Metro team on Monday. The scope of the Project Connect light rail project might have to be reduced in light of uncertain federal funding and increased costs in construction and inflation. To put it in perspective, the original cost estimate of the light rail portion of Project Connect was put at $5.8 billion. It now stands at $10.3 billion and rising. This would ultimately go towards a blue line and an orange line, one that goes to the airport and one that connects Central North and Central South Austin. Another key aspect of the project would be a subway tunnel through downtown Austin with a central station near Republic Square. Now, folks in the Austin transit community are pointing out that the subway portion of this project is basically indispensable, and the project will not nearly be as useful as it could be without that. After that, it seems like the line to the airport is also quite critical. And then we can start talking about cuts, with Greg Anderson on Twitter suggesting that we build only the north orange line out for now and keep the blue line in the subway section through downtown. What do I think about the cuts to Project Connect? The first thing I want to say is that what I would like to do is find any way possible to secure the funding to build this project in its entirety, or if not, build as much of it as possible and leave the door open with the rest of the plans to secure funding in the next few years. But if we absolutely must think about cuts, I agree with keeping the line to the airport and the tunnel through downtown. I think that these are critical. Downtown to airport transit line is extremely useful. As for the cuts, I would actually propose, instead of cutting all of the south orange line and keeping the north orange line, I would propose that we meet in the middle and build a shortened orange line from campus down to South Congress. I think this is key for two reasons. One, campus is the densest part of Austin, and it makes sense for students to have access and stake in such a project. Two, South Congress is probably the most famous street in Austin, the most visited street in Austin, and a really busy shopping and walkable area in Austin. Also, the northern quadrants of Austin will already have a lot of stake in this project. Overall, I think it would be great if North and South Austin both had a big stake in the success of this light rail project, and this is the starting point that I would suggest if we must make cuts.